The Zephyron Council had dismissed humanity for 3 centuries. To them, humans were nothing more than primitive creatures who had barely crawled beyond their own star system, fumbling with crude fusion drives while the rest of the galaxy traveled through folded space. The Council's archives contained thousands of species, each catalogued and ranked by technological achievement. Humanity sat firmly in the bottom quartile, labeled as emerging primitives with a footnote that read, "Unlikely to achieve galactic relevance within next millennium." Commander Zalthor of the Zephyron Scientific Expedition had seen the reports. He'd laughed at them, actually. His crew had laughed too as their sleek vessel glided through the void with technology that could bend reality itself. They were on a routine survey mission through the outer rim of human-claimed space, an area so insignificant that it had been centuries since any advanced species had bothered to visit. "Captain, we're detecting an anomaly," his sensor officer, Kriva, announced from her station. "It's generating a gravitational signature inconsistent with natural phenomena." Zalthor's antennae twitched with mild interest. Probably some dead satellite or abandoned mining rig. These humans scatter their garbage everywhere. But as they approached, the readings became increasingly strange. The object was massive, easily 3 times the size of their own vessel. It hung motionless in the shadow of a dying moon, its surface absorbing light rather than reflecting it. "Running composition scans," Kriva said, her voice now carrying a hint of uncertainty. "Captain, I can't identify the hull material. It's not registering on any known database." Zalthor stood from his command chair, his confidence wavering. "That's impossible. Our databases contain materials from 10,000 worlds." They drifted closer and the ship's true form emerged from the darkness. It was angular and aggressive, covered in what appeared to be overlapping plates of some unknown alloy. Strange symbols marked its hull, definitely human in origin but unlike any human writing they'd encountered. The vessel looked ancient yet somehow timeless, as if it had been waiting in the dark for eons. "I'm detecting a power signature," another officer reported. "Faint but present. Captain, this ship is still active." A chill ran through Zalthor's body. Humans didn't have ships like this. They couldn't have ships like this. Attempt to access their computer systems. "I want to know what we're dealing with." It took hours. Human encryption, they'd always been told, was laughably primitive. But this ship's systems were different. They were layered, adaptive, and hostile. When Kriva finally breached the outer firewalls, what they found made no sense. "Captain, according to these logs, this ship is over 800 years old." "Impossible. 800 years ago, humans were still confined to Earth. They hadn't even reached their own moon." "I know what the records say, sir, but this ship's logs are clear. It was launched in 2157 from something called the Erebus Project." Kriva's voice trembled. "Captain, there are weapon systems here I don't recognize. The power core is reading as... I don't even have words for this. It's orders of magnitude beyond our own drives." Zalthor felt his certainty crumbling. What kind of weapons? Gravitational disruptors, quantum shear generators, something called a vacuum decay initiator. Kriva looked up from her console, her eyes wide with fear. "Sir, if I'm reading this correctly, that last weapon could theoretically destroy entire star systems." The bridge fell silent except for the hum of their systems. Zalthor stared at the ancient human vessel, his mind racing. Why? Why would they build something like this and then forget about it? As if in answer, Kriva pulled up another file. "Captain, I found a mission log. It's a video recording." The holographic display flickered to life, showing a human woman in a military uniform. She looked tired, her face lined with stress. Behind her, warning lights flashed red. "This is Captain Sarah Chen of the UESS Prometheus final log entry," she began, her voice steady despite obvious exhaustion. "The war is over. We won, but at a cost humanity won't understand for generations. The Council will never know what we were capable of. They never knew about the Erebus Project. Never knew that we saw them coming decades before first contact." Zalthor felt his blood turn cold. "We built 12 ships like this one," Chen continued. "Weapons platforms disguised as colony vessels. When the Council arrived expecting primitives, they found us ready. We didn't want war, but we'd prepared for it anyway. The ships worked too well, too terrible, so we made a choice." Chen's image leaned forward, looking directly into the camera as if she could see through time itself. "We're hiding them. All 12 ships scattered across space, their systems locked down, their crews disbanded. We're going to pretend to be the primitives they expect. We'll play the role of emerging species, learn from them, integrate slowly into galactic society. Let them think we're harmless. She smiled then, and it was the smile of someone who knew a terrible secret. But if they ever threaten us again, if any species decides that humanity is easy prey, these ships will wake up, and they'll remember what we're truly capable of. The recording ended. Zalthor stood frozen, staring at the dark vessel outside his viewport. All around the bridge, his crew was silent, understanding finally dawning. "Captain," Kriva whispered, "if there are 11 more ships like this..." "We found one by accident," Zalthor said quietly. "In 300 years we found one. The others could be anywhere." He turned to his crew, decision made. "Erase all records of this encounter. We were never here. We saw nothing, sir. Don't you understand? Humanity has been playing primitive for centuries. They've been learning from us, studying us, all while sitting on weapons that could end civilizations." Zalthor's antennae drooped with the weight of revelation. "We're going back to the Council, and we're going to recommend that humanity's status be updated." "To what classification, Captain?" Zalthor looked one last time at the sleeping warship. "Ancient and patient in the darkness. Unknown threat level. Approach with extreme caution." As the Zephron vessel retreated into fold space, the Prometheus remained motionless in the void. Deep within its core, ancient systems registered the visitor's departure. A status light flickered from red to amber. Still waiting, still watching, still ready.